Hey folks, Rob here, and tonight we're going to be going over the Diamondback Sidekick Birdshead. This will go for any of the Diamondback series, full size. But this is a basic cleaning video. YouTube, I am in no way modifying this gun, doing anything to it that would make it more rapid firing or modifying it in any way. I'm just simply demonstrating how to properly disassemble the gun for cleaning to keep it safe and operating at a safe level, because a dirty, fouled up handgun that's crudted over can be a liability not only to the shooter but bystanders. So anyway, with that said, we're going to jump into this. So one of the good features about the Diamondback Sidekick is that it does have the swing out cylinder, unlike most. You know, this is kind of a reproduction of a high standard 999, which was made to resemble a single action revolver, although this is single double action. And it does have a swing out cylinder as opposed to the ejector rod. You have your ejector rod here on the cylinder, so you can unload all 9 rounds at once. But the advantage of this is, and this gun is unloaded and clear. We did shoot this about 100, and I think I figured up I shot about 140 rounds to it so far. So we've got a few rounds to it, and so far I can tell you right now, I'm really liking this gun. This is, excuse me, as it goes, this is going to turn out to be one of my favorite guns to take out and plink with. And so we're going to remove our cylinder. And this does have the new captured plunger here, so you no worry about losing that. And so you can take that out so you can get good access to the frame. But before we start working on the frame, we're going to start on our 22 cylinder. And I got here some hoppies that our good friend Bill sent over. And got some Q-tips here that I'm just going to use to apply the hoppies. I'm going to get a liberal amount, and we're just going to kind of go through each of the cylinders. Well, you hear that rain coming down out there? Well, I don't want to contaminate my hoppies, so I'll turn it around there, and we'll put some in each of these, and we'll grab us another Q-tip. Got plenty of them. Get us a little more hoppies. Make sure we get all of our cylinders with some hoppies in it. Look how black that is coming out. I don't know about this orange cloth on this for a backdrop. I was trying to keep stuff from getting on my mat, but I think it may be messing with our focus. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's lock that. So anyway, we went through all of our cylinders now, and we'll just let that one soak, and we'll pick up our 22 mag cylinder, which we only put 18 rounds of 22 mag through it. But let's go ahead and clean it up and have it ready for the next time we shoot it. We'll let this soak a minute. Pick us up another Q-tip. And just kind of clean around it. Get a little bit in each cylinder. Now while we got this one, let's use the back side of this one. Let's clean up the front of this cylinder face. These can get kind of dirty, get some carbon buildup around the front of them. So clean up the front of your cylinder face. And just clean everything liberally there. Alright, we've got that clean, and we'll set aside our hoppies for a minute. I have here a bore brush from our friends at Hunt Pro. Sent over this 22 cleaning kit. So we're just going to go through each of our cylinders and give each one of them a little scrubbing out with that bore brush. It shouldn't be real dirty. It's gliding through there nice and easy. So clean out all your cylinders. Now I know most of you guys are gonna, this is gonna be old school, you're gonna already know how to do this, but on a daily basis almost, I get comments on old videos that thank me for showing them how to disassemble and clean their firearm. You'd be surprised the number of new people out there who don't really understand how to do this. I was basically born with a gun in my hand, so I know, you know, this comes natural to me, but it doesn't come natural to everybody, because not everybody was as fortunate as me to have firearms from an early age. So this is our 22 mag. We're going to repeat the same for it, and just clean it out. Go through each of your cylinders. Now, if you don't have a bore brush, you can take a jag and some patches and go through it. But this just breaks up any tough carbon, which this shouldn't have too much, because, like I said, I just shot this one especially. I put 2 cylinders full because I priced 22 Magnum here, and it was $30 a box. So that's a little bit out of my price range for 22 Magnum ammunition. I'm just not going to pay that. I can order it cheaper. Alright, well, we have done that. Now, I got a little toothbrush here that I've had for years that I clean guns with, and I'm just going to take a little bit of toothbrush, and I'm just going to clean the entire surface of the cylinder. And this is actually a good thing to scrub this off with, and to get down in these cylinder recesses. So get down there and clean that. We're going to do our 22 Magnum same way. We're going to clean off the surface of it. Clean here around the front of the cylinder. Make sure we're getting everything. Just give it a good thorough cleaning till you feel like it's clean enough that it should be. And I'm going to wipe some of this off of the outside of it. I got these microfiber cloths. I went to Harbor Freight the other day, or a week or so ago, and stopped in there and picked up me a new grabber because I broke mine. And when I purchased my grabber and a pack of microfiber cloths, and they give me another pack for free. So I got this pack for free. It was a 4-pack. So we've wiped that one down. Now let's wipe this one down a little bit, just on the outside, to get most of the excess hoppies off. This knurling on here is nice, and it's really a good aggressive knurling on that. So we've wiped off our cylinder. Now let's take our bore brush off, and basically going to put on our little let's see what I'm just going to take some Q-tips, and I'm just going to go in there and clean up that hoppies out of there. We could use a bore mop, but we're going to just use Q-tips. It's quick, it's easy. Just keep going through them. Once you get your Q-tip gets good and dirty, just toss it aside, get you another one. Q-tips are cheap. Well, ain't nothing cheap anymore, but you know, they're relatively inexpensive, and they're a good gun cleaning accessory to keep around. So let's just go around all this. I'm gonna pause you and not make you watch all this, because you know, I'm just basically going around this cylinder from hole to hole, and just getting all the hoppies and the excess fouling and burnt powder and everything out of these. So let me pause you, and I'll come back when we're done. Okay, so now that we've gone through all these cylinders, got them all clean, I'm just going to take a little CLP, and I'm just going to kind of coat this Q-tip with it, because we are just going to put a light coating in each one of these cylinders. We're just going to go through there and give it a quick little dab of CLP. That'll keep any rust or anything from occurring in our cylinder, which it shouldn't rust if you cleaned it out good. Keep your gun dry and in a good environment. Shouldn't have any issues. And there is our cylinder. And you can see we're pretty clean down through there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but we are pretty clean. Now let's do the same thing. We'll wet this other end of our Q-tip and we'll run it through the 22 Magnum cylinder. And we'll just give it a little touch of CLP just to keep it from rusting. Just a little. And that's pretty well that. We'll take our cloth here, and I'm just going to put it in my hand, and I'm going to put just a little CLP on, a few drops, and then we're just going to rub that in. This gun is really easy to clean because, you know, it can come apart into sections. So we've got us some CLP on there. That'll protect us from any rust and corrosion. I'm going to put a little drop right there on our ejector, and I'm just going to put one drop on the back side. Don't need a lot because that'll get powder buildup if you put a lot. So slicker than a whistle. So same with this one. Just a little bit of CLP, just enough to keep it from rusting, protect it. Now I think these are probably blue steel. The gun itself has probably a parkerized finish, so I don't think there's much danger of the firearm itself rusting, but these cylinders do appear to be maybe a blue steel, so you could have a little issue with rust on them if you weren't careful. So anyway, there's our two cylinders clean. Now we got our frame here. Now we're just going to take I'm going to take a Q-tip, and I'm going to put it in my hoppies over here, and we're just going to go down the brush, or down the bore I should say. We're all the way to the forcing cone, so we're going to put a little bit of hoppies down the bore, and we'll flip it over, and we're going to come through from this side because these will go around. So we'll get some in there. We'll get a little bit here on the front of our forcing cone and up above the top of our frame, our cylinder frame. Clean around this forcing cone real good. Alright, now let's get our little toothbrush here. Get a little hoppies on it. And we'll just clean thoroughly the inside of our frame here. And we want to make sure we get our breech face good up here around the firing pin, because you'll get a little a little bit of powder build up back there, and just give it a good scrub in there. Get all your burnt powder and residue off. Sometimes you'll get a little bit around the end of the bore, a little bit around the bore, so make sure you get that off. That's off camera there, guys, sorry for that. And that's pretty well it. So we're going to kind of wipe this down, just get some of this, the worst of it off. A revolver is not a complicated thing to clean. There's not a lot of parts. Most revolvers, you swing the cylinder out and that's it. So clean that well. I'm going to take a clean Q-tip, and where this locks in, I'm just going to make sure that's clean in that channel and down in here. Clean that out. Let's get in here around our little detent here to hold our cylinder in, and just kind of clean up the breech face and give it a wipe down. This hoppies takes off pretty good. Now we're going to take our bore brush, I took this off when I really didn't need to. And we're just going to go down our bore a couple times. And just down and back. That should break up any carbon or anything that's in the barrel. See if we can see down our barrel. I got some. Let's see if we can see. I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know if the focus lock is cut. There we go. We've still got a little crud in there. We can probably go through this another time or two. Alright, I'll pause you a minute and I'll go down this a few more times with the bore brush. Alright, I have went through our bore a few times. I got our jag here and we're just going to go through this a few times. Put a couple jags on it and pull it through till we start getting some, the patches look a little cleaner. And then we'll put a little CLP down the barrel. Just a little bit. Just to give it a little bit of protection. Just the slightest amount. And we'll call that clean. Alright, I think that's going to be pretty good. And we're going to wipe that off right there. I'm going to put that in there. And then we're going to refocus this camera. And I'm going to let you look down that bore. If I can get it to focus. Alright, I don't know if you can see that or not. She looks pretty clean. So, alright. Alright. We may be out of focus here. Let's see. Alright. So now we've got it pretty clean. We went down our barrel. I'm going to take a new patch here, just a clean one, or clean this one. I did wipe the end of the bore with them one. And I'm going to put just a couple drops of CLP. Just enough to give the bore just a little bit of a coating. Doesn't have to be much. We're just protecting it. CLP cleans, lubes, and protects. So, alright, we got that done. Alright, there we go. So now all we have to do now, let's find our 22 long rifle cylinder, because that's what I'm going to put back in it. And where's my little wrench? We're going to push our D10 in. And you can see that's real easy to push in there. So we're going to push our D10 in, set our cylinder in there, push down, and we are in. There we go. There we are. Put back together. Assembled. Now, let's just wipe it down one last time. And we should be good for the next time we bring this out and shoot it, which will probably be pretty soon, because I really like this. I'm going to do a little work on the front sight. We got to get it to where it shoots a little closer to, it shoots pretty low. So with it out now, I'm going to take my CLP. I'm going to put me a drop of oil there, on either side of the hammer. And I'm going to swing it open. I'm going to put me a drop of oil here on the lock. I'm going to put me a drop here on the hand. Just in there where the hand goes. And I'm going to put a drop in here on the crane. And that should be sufficient. Now, she works a lot slicker. The more I shoot this, the slicker it gets. And guys, this has a real nice trigger pull. single action. Now double action's harder than shit, but it's got a real nice. Anyway guys, that's a clean video of our Diamondback Sidekick. I really like this gun. It is a blast to shoot. I love shooting it. We're going to shoot it again as soon as I can. I'm going to work a little bit on the sights. And guys, I know this has been a long video. I'll try to edit it down a little bit. But I appreciate you watching. Till the next video, we'll see you guys later.